All right, what's up, everybody? We're live.
Hello,
What's up,
hello.
Alex? What's up, man? How you doing, bud?
I'm doing good. We're
Good.
here. We're kicking.
Yeah, yeah. And away we go, right? What's that? 30-second mark we got to be good for? Is that it? I think that's
Yeah, I
the.
think we're going. Yeah, we're going.
Okay.
Uh
All right.
we outnumber you now.
My God.
Mopar gang in the house.
My God. I feel like shit's about to get violent or something. Wow. I am outnumbered.
2000
Mr. Browning?
psi cylinder
What's up?
pressure.
2,000 So, yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while. I've been enjoying the break. I haven't had any polls or any not live streams, but any videos up or anything. So, just kind of been doing the civilian life, and it's kind of nice. I won't lie, but
I told you I'd bring it back.
yeah, yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Hey Don. Hey Dave. You
Yeah.
guys know who you are.
Yes.
And now I'm thinking about pie. Thank you.
Well,
I don't have pie, but I got this. Yeah.
it's just as good. What is that? Is that cinnamon?
Cinnamon toast crunch.
Yeah, I thought I recognized those squares anywhere. Yeah.
Diabetes in a bag.
I don't know. Pie sounds pretty good right now. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, good apple pie or pumpkin pie. It's the season. Are we supposed to be talking about food or cars?
Well, just a driving side. You can do whatever you want here. Yeah. 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 We might go down, but it ain't gonna be easy for you, motherfucker. Yeah. Me, myself, and I.
I don't know.
So-
Why. I just come on.
What?
For
What?
you young guys.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The old, yeah.
You're a jet. I'm gonna shut up now.
No, it's all good, bud. So, anyways, the Camaro's gonna be dying soon. I'm kind of upset about that. Yeah, pies, right? So the Camaro was set to die in January, and I was kind of surprised, and I was upset. And this is kind of why I took a break from YouTube, a break from making videos, period, because I was kind of like, I get on here and I was just talking with this about another subscriber a couple weeks ago. I don't want to get on camera and start complaining because the thing is with like on the horizon, we don't have anything positive to look forward to as a replacement because we're just it's going to die off. And then they promised us a 7th gen Camaro, but we haven't heard anything yet. So, you know what I mean?
I still think it's coming, but there's still old cars. There's still Z28s. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There is one you were looking at. So, for those of you guys that I don't know if I'm breaking anything here, but Andrew's been thinking about this one particular YouTube famous car. We get to see under its skirts and under its
lift the dress up and take a little bit of peek. But that's it would be a good car. It would be a good car to lamp on. It's just a little bit too much money, I think, for what it is. But if you haven't noticed that I believe that those Z28s, they're like $100,000 now. So I think they're gonna be, what do you think they're gonna top out at? What do you think they'll top out?
More.
2?
It's tough to say because inflation is mucking everything up. Like, as far as just
agreed,
a baseline appreciation. So I would say probably 120, 150, maybe.
Yeah.
A clean
150 wouldn't be too bad.
And a good color. Because if it's, the red ones, obviously, they're going to have a premium. Black one, I think those could be a little less. And I forgot all the colors they made. I know there was red. I know it was black and white. Was there yellow?
I'm not sure. There wasn't very many colors.
Yeah, they didn't have all of them because I wanted to order one in Red Rock Metallic, and me being dumb.
I don't think that I think they have what's that torch red or whatever it was.
I picked the V6 one over a Z28 because it was red, metallic red.
That one you could really beat on and do whatever you want. That'd be a perfect YouTube car.
There would be there'd be no there were no wraps back then, so it was like the color that's what you got.
Right. Oh, okay. I think I moved on me there. The Devious Piper says, I love my 2019 1LE. Is that a ZL1 or SS? Either way, it's a badass car. It's just curious.
No, yes, right too. Like if they can't make it like an iPhone, they don't want to make it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
That
is.
Well, the thing, because there's two different things we got to keep in mind. So one of them is, well, what the government wants, what the EPA wants, what CAFE and CARB, the California Air Resource Board, right? All that crap, all those rates, and then what the car manufacturer wants to make, because the reality is they want to make money. And Dodge is an easier case to understand because Dodge doesn't have that many models. GM has a buttload of Malibus and Sparks and Rail Blazers with 3 pistons, whatever. Soccer mom will eat that up. Fine.
Right.
But Dodge doesn't have that. Like the mini,
there it is.
They call it the Pacifica. Yeah. Okay. Red, silver, black, gray, and white.
Yeah.
But yeah, they got the Pacifica. Next year, they got nothing. They have the Durango, the Dodge Durango, the Pacifica, the minivan.
Yeah, they're gonna Hellcat. Well,
and that's it. There's no Challenger, no Charger.
Right.
There's nothing.
Yeah.
They might do the Charger thing, but there's no body ready. We just keep seeing the prototype. So I don't know. Am I looking?
I think that they're trying to get, blood from Iraq here. I think that, they already have like,
sorry.
No, it's all good. They have the subscriptions for like the internet. And I don't know of anybody that freaking keeps that. You know what I mean? Like who's paying $20 a month for a 4G connection inside their phone?
Yeah. Dodge does that too with you gotta subscribe to so you can unlock your car, and like this is a phone, people. Hey, is there anybody that's younger than 40 out there? We're all old here, but my phone is particularly old.
You got one of them
I can replace the battery on it. That's why I still keep it.
Hey.
And I got the parts phone. This doesn't work, but it's got a good screen and
you got a backup.
Oh yeah, not about just parts. I've already taken parts from it, so
DIY, baby. No, that's my thing. Is if people, this is I don't think that's what people buy cars for. I don't think people buy cars.
You got two markets, and it's becoming more and more clear right now. Like
what
we can't just ignore it. We try to be polite and whatever, but we have two very different markets. One is the female market.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like the fantasy that many women like to imagine themselves as being the, going on dates to freaking Ibiza and the champagne and flying in a private jet, and they want a car that matches that fantasy. They don't care if it's got 3 cylinders or if the leather's fake or whatever, just some other one of our wine buddies, book club buddies, like, oh my God, Susan, that is a really nice car. I bet it was, I bet it wasn't expensive, right? Oh no, it was very expensive. That's one segment. And then there's us. It's like, we want the same thing we've wanted since freaking 1967. We want power. We want some good looks, but that's secondary.
Yep.
And we need 8 pistons. It's got to sound good.
Oh, in fact, V configuration too.
V cross-plane. In fact, I'm doing a video. It's going to take me a while because there's a lot of research I'm doing, but I'm pretty sure that most of you guys out there are married or long-term girlfriends or been with somebody, right? And you know how women obsess with cats. I mean, I like cats too. I had cats, so I'm not going to rag on that. But there's studies out there that say that the purring, the frequency, is good for your health. It strengthens bone structures and all that. I have a feeling that the V8, the Idol, has the same frequency as a cat purring, and it's beneficial to our health. So drive a V8. It's good for your body.
I don't give a shit if it's true or not. I like it. I like it.
If I sound convincing enough, maybe. No, I'm seriously working on this.
There you go. There you go. I just want to jump in here. Devious Piper says, find it hard. Why? What is going on? Does anybody, have you heard an explanation? That's kind of weird. It's kind of a, 0W40 is quickly becoming like the most popular oil, especially with the cold weather coming up. I'm switching over to 0W40 myself, but and he says that no Dexos 2 anywhere. I'm using Dexos 1. I read that as long as it's Dexos approved, you should be good. As long as you're changing it frequently.
Try on the internet, Piper.
Yep. Yep.
You might find things on Amazon or whatnot if it's not in the stores. They have a better supply network because obviously they're going to have the priority being the big whatever and
yeah,
you know. But
what's up, John?
We thought it was all over. You know, check that. Hey, John.
Yeah.
Hey, Tracy. Where was it? We thought it was all over in 72, but the V8 returned. That's that. Yeah, I mean, look at
what
Dodge. So once the carb, it wasn't carb, it was just the EPA, right? And NHTSA for the crash bumpers, the 5 mile an hour bumpers, front 2.5 in the rear, then 73, 74 was both sides. It made a lot of cars uglier, heavier. Smog pumps and 2-barrel carburetors. And what do we get? We got the Dodge Charger that was a K car, even with Shelby's name, the Carroll Shelby, and it was a freaking 4-banger. I'm crying inside. Like, I'm wounded. But we got out of that because then Dodge comes up with the Viper that just, socks. They're over there because they're blown off.
Went the opposite direction. Yeah.
It was crazy. Like
polar opposite. Yeah. Yeah.
And then the production car that was identical didn't even have a roof. Like that's the insanity.
Or windows. I don't think it had windows either. Yeah.
They had the zipper things of the whatever.
Okay. Yeah.
British roadster kind of style stuff, right? So you have this, then you have the Charger with the Hemi, the return of the Hemi. Remember the commercials? Is that got a Hemi? So is this. And it's like, or what do you got in that thing? Oh, I got a guitar, I got a surfboard. That was the Magnum, the wagon, Charger wagon.
Yeah. What? Hey, that could be a new one. That could be a new one.
In 2004, when I bought my Crown Vic, and I know we got Crown Vic people here, I almost bought the Magnum because it was just a cool car, like rear-wheel drive, V8, all the
Oh yeah,
Crown Vic one because it's still body on frame. That's the purist in me. But
Crown Vics were body on frame.
Oh hell yeah,
I did not know that.
Dude, that's why they're so tough and easy to fix.
Perfect.
That's
like awesome.
Pickup, they're tough, and that chassis is bigger than the F-150s, like the thickness. Oof.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. It's like that means nothing to you on a screen, especially on a phone or what. I don't know, but 10, 11 inches, something like that. I'd have to measure it. Yeah, real car.
Yeah,
real American car. But Dodge comes back. Comes back with the Charger, and it's a major hit. People love it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then the Challenger comes up. I think it was 09, right? With the 6.1 Hemi 6.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Oh,
that sounds right. Yeah.
Somebody remind me, was it 6 or 5 speed?
Six speed.
I'm trying, but they were all manual. All.
Yeah. Oh, they were all manual?
All of them are manual. They are the first generation. Yeah. So they did return. Ford decided to go stupid, but Ford Ford has done this. Like, let's not forget the Mustang 2.
God.
It was a Pinto.
Oh my God. There's a bunch of those cars. Chevy Nova did that.
No, but the Nova had a V8. Nova was still...
No, they had a 4-banger in the 80s.
Oh, and you're talking about the Toyota Corolla.
Literally, it was pathetic. It was pathetic.
The Van Nuys plant that was making Toyotas. It was the Toyota Corolla half hatchback and the Nova, the Chevy, which was a disgrace. That's like when they did in Canada. They called the little Opel, the Cadet, right? That was a Hyundai. And they called it the Pontiac
Frankenstein
GTO.
job.
No, they called it the GTO.
Oh my god.
Why?
Oh my god. Yeah. Right. Right.
You know, at least. Oh, and here they called it the Le Mans, which was not great. Yeah, like really that thing. And don't get me wrong, it's actually a really good car, a tough little car, but it's meant for Europe, not here. And don't slap something. And that's another case. Like a lot of you guys saw the video I just put out, or that one I did last week about the hurricane. You want to talk about that now, or
I don't care. We can, sure.
Let's.
You guys want
to hear hurricane talk, right? So
yeah.
The problem with the hurricane is like I don't think anybody thinks it's a bad engine. It's a bad Hemi replacement engine. That's its issue.
What?
The fact that they're going to replace the Scat Pack with the Hurricane. That's awful. That's terrible.
There's no way that little 3-liter inline 6 twin turbo. There's no way it's even gonna come close to that 6.2 supercharged Hellcat.
Here's the problem.
There's no way.
Because a lot of people compare it to the Supra. You know, I think the Supra was 3-liter, or was it a 4-liter?
But no, here's the 2JZ. Are you talking about the 2JZ?
Yeah, the 2JZ.
Okay,
that's a 3-liter, right?
Yeah, I believe it.
Also, twin turbo.
Yeah.
The issue is, you got, and I totally lost track because I'm reading what Dave is saying about the bad Euro trash motor. Yes, true. But the problem is that the 2JZ was moving a Supra that is half the weight of the Challenger. Challenger is a big, heavy car. You need a lot of torque. And either you can have a straight 6 that's either set up for torque, like on a truck, right? Or a bus. You know, look at the Caterpillars, look at the semis and all that. But those things are not revving high. 44,000 RPM, and that's it. You're capped. So, also true, the 2JZ, copy of a BMW, the early BMW, I think. I don't know. The freaking
the 2JZ
JDM guys are gonna kill me.
That's all right.
But anyways, so you can have that, or you can have high revving, light internals, kind of straight 6, and that'll have no torque, and that's what we saw in the video.
That's what most of them are. That's what most of them are.
Yeah, it doesn't have enough torque.
No, it's the flat plane crank of, if I can get my camera to pick me up. It's a flat plane crank version of it's just
Jim
a V6.
Rage. That's a good question. That's actually a very good question.
Yeah. Jim Rage LT1, sir. What's up, bud? Says, how the hell does Mustang 2 outsell the Camaro in 74 the way it did? Was it that bad? Was it that bad? I mean, the Gen 2 was by far my least favorite of all Camaro.
But I mean, if you gussy it up, I think the same way, it's my least favorite until I think, wait a minute, 2nd gen F body, that's Smokey and the Bandit territory. And I love that thing. That is pure cool. So, okay, granted, it is a 78 model, right? Technically, there were 77s pre-production models with the nose of a 78 because filming was 77, release in 78, and GM provided a couple of cars. Anyway, but that's,
Yeah.
People were still dealing with the gas crisis. Ford power. Well, he's a big Ford guy, and I used to be a Ford guy too, up until the new era of muscle. And I'm sorry, but the new Mustang just didn't capture me like the Challenger.
Yeah, it just the
Challenger same. Just and me and Camaros are like a different. That's almost like a sociopathic problem I have. Like I must have Camaro in my life. And anyways,
I like it.
How are you doing today? You feeling good?
Myself?
No, I'm talking to the audience. Like, you guys good?
It seems like they're on top of the world. Kind of, maybe a little bit. The Devious Piper says 71. 71 is awesome. I think 70 and 71 was the only 2 years for the split bumper. Correct me if I'm wrong.
72 as well was an option.
God, those things were. I do like those when they do like the cutting and chopping and tucking everything and cleaning everything up. Those things look good.
You know what I like? Why I like the later ones, even though obviously up until 72 they got actual power, but the rear glass. I think I forgot the year when they went with the wraparound glass.
Yeah, the way it slants black and wraps around.
Yeah, it's more like this, like the third gen kind of style. Yeah. And the earlier ones just had a squarish piece.
Yeah,
I like the later one. Okay, fine. Although, come on, 1974 Super Duty 455, the last of the real muscle cars, and for they managed to make it. That's Pontiac. That was Pontiac, and thanks China, we got Buick instead.
Man.
But what I was saying, we're talking about the gas crisis, right? And that's the reason why the Mustang, being that it was a it was a Pinto, a gussied up Pinto with a four-banger, whereas at the time you could not get a four-banger in the Camaro. The 6 was the smallest option, I think.
Yeah.
Was it?
What?
Yeah, maybe somebody down there.
So the Mustang had a rack and pinion, because I remember that it was pretty common to swap the front end of at least like the suspension on the Mustang 2 into a lot of cars when they were hot rod and stuff.
Yeah, that's right. The Mustang 2 and the Ford LTD, which was the Fox body car, that was also commonly used because I think that had a rack and pinion.
Yeah.
That's funny. It's funny because
how you sit down. It's a weird feeling. I don't know how to describe it.
It's a long nose. That's
yes, but you sit down in it, but it kind of feels at the same time you're sitting on top of it. It's a very unnerving feeling.
I had a 5th gen. The 5th gen was a bathtub.
Yeah. I've never had a 5th gen. The 5th gen seemed like it had a lot more elbow room.
It's wider. It's like 2 inches wider than. That's the reason why I didn't jump on a 6th gen. You guys remember the Hot Wheels edition, the orange one with the Hot Wheels logo, the 50th anniversary,
the sixth gen
of the 6th gen. Yeah. It was like a year after the 50th anniversary for the Camaro, right?
Yes.
And the reason why I didn't get it was also an automatic. I wanted a stick, but it has a beautiful orange interior and all that. But it was, I sat in it, put the seat all the way back, and I'm like, I'm banging against the door. It was a little tight. And I'm coming from the 5th gen. Yeah. So, funny story is my neighbor bought that car and he fell into the car because I put the seat all the way back, all the way down, all the way, whatever. He gets in and just boop, like in a tub. And he's like, who the heck was driving this thing? And he pulls up at the car show. I'm like, haha, I sat in that car. He's like, oh, that was you.
Yeah.
Anyway, dumb story.
That's all right. Yeah. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. Camaro also kind of went through the dark ages in the 2nd gen. I mean, by 78, 79, they were dog slow.
Everything was.
Yeah.
Everything was.
But 79, you had the new Fox body Mustang came out, which was like a big kick in the pants. Because that's the one interesting thing, right? And if you'll notice this, the carb standards and cafe standards, they always change when auto manufacturers figure out a way to comply and give the consumer what we want. It's like, oh, you figured out how to get 807 horsepower while meeting California emissions. No, we cannot have that. No. Here's some impossible things.
New rule, motherfucker. Yeah. Yep.
And it's like, it doesn't even matter if you vote them out because both sides do the exact same thing because both sides are invested in the same plants.
Yes.
I just did that in the last video.
Fucking nonstop too.
Yeah. A lot of channels, like more news channels, we're doing like these joking things that, oh, this EV battery plant is going to require a coal factory. And of course, there's the Snopes kind of fact checkers that say it's fake news, it's false, it's whatever. because of some tiny little detail. The truth is, Panasonic, BMW, and Stellantis have a joint venture. They're building a factory in DeSoto, Kansas, and they need more power. So another coal plant, a separate one that was like partially shut down, and it's spooling down. It was slated for decommission. They said nope, power right back up. We need all that energy. And Oklahoma, Wyoming, and Kansas, red states, are fighting for it. Why are you fighting for EVs? Sorry if you're wearing headphones.
I knew it. I knew it.
Yeah, every time, like, that's your warning. Whenever I grab the mic, that's when I'm gonna get.
Oh yeah, that little touch bar
better. He's like, keep touching. Oh my god, it keeps going back. Stop. Whoever invented this non-button touchscreen stuff, I hope Satan saves you a spot.
Yeah. Times 2.
I want tactile sensations, buttons, clickety clacks, and flipping switches.
Yes.
Not this touchscreen garbage.
I like the haptic. Jim Rage says inside the 5th gen does feel more. Yeah, where they put the rotary vents in the 6th. I love the rotary vents. The thing is, I love the 6th gen. I love the 6th gen. I wish it was shorter. I do love the simplicity of the 5th gen.
Yeah,
I love it. That's
one of the things that bothers me about the 5th gen is that you can only get, like, if I want a CD player, you got to get the LT, the 2LS. So it's the bare bones V6, either automatic. What is wrong with my freaking mic? Did you guys see that? It did it. I didn't touch it.
Yeah,
it did it again.
To back up. Move it away, because that's what.
This is the technology. Look at this.
Oh!
This is the technology they want to put in your car.
There you go.
Come on, 2 dots, just 2 dots away, please. If I do that, I'm not sucking it. I'm not doing a PewDiePie.
More than 3 times.
For the love of God. Okay.
The Devious Piper says, I really like the body styles 1, 2, 6, 5th gen V6 traded up the big boy in 2019.
Yeah, same here.
That's a step and a half up, man.
I traded Scarlet for the, orange band rad.
Wouldn't you like to know? Says duct tape that bitch in place. It's right. I get you, man. I get you. Yeah, no, the Camaro dying off, and I was kind of doom and gloom. And I'll be honest with you, Alex and I had a conversation about this maybe a week ago. When did we talk? Was it a week ago? Yeah, it had to have been. It is about then.
Yeah.
I think so. And I was telling him why I don't want to freaking be on YouTube whining and crying and complaining and giving Mary Bear the satisfaction, which we all know, which she's, gloating about now. But you kind of come up with the interesting topic of we might get a return. Maybe that's why they're ending production early.
Well, yeah, but also I think that the reality is we have a lot of power. As long as you have will. So if there's no mother fried chicken, this sure quality name brand.
I think you have to turn it up and then back it away. That's the trick with these. You have to turn all the fucking way up and you have to back it away.
I want you. Can you see the? Okay, now you can see. Now,
yep.
Just did it again. This
is bad pie.
Now bad pie.
Bad pie indeed. Bad pie indeed.
Okay, maybe if I just hold my finger there and I just slightly finger it, keep it at that level.
Ooh.
This is, again, this is the technology.
Yes, the devious Piper.
I don't know how to lock this.
You can't. No.
Maybe, I think that's it.
You want green. You want green.
No, that's yellow. This is insane.
You just have to back the mic away because it's auto sensing for the sound level. Because if it clips or if it wants to clip for the sound level, then
it's automatically try. There's a lock on it, but they put the thing in such a position to where my finger's too big.
Yes, but the devious Piper did come and say, I noticed the 6th gen takes practice to push the window switch. Yeah, if you're not used to it, you'll cuss. You'll say there's a lot of bad words to be said on the learning curve with the window switch because you have to just. I mean, it is super sensitive. Did you ever sit in a? If you can get one word out for us, Alex, can you? Did you ever sit in a 6th gen and play with the window switches because they are?
I don't remember. Wow, that's. I
fucking touchy.
Window switches.
Oh man, mine's going up, down, up, down. I'm like, what the fuck? What? What's that? Did you say something, Alex? What? I'm sure the audience would love to hear you.
That actually is.
Oh my god! Back it away. Back it away.
Can you blur that out?
No.
Ah, okay. They put the.
There you go.
Okay. So now that's good, but how do I touch the stupid lock?
Is where it has the little microphone headset, is it green?
Yeah, it's green there.
Yeah, you should be good. You should be good. This microphone, if it's too close and it clips, it will freaking try to auto adjust the sound level.
It's never done it before.
Oh, really?
Like when I'm recording and all that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do this real quick because this is not the time. And of course, forums are dead, and I don't want to play a stupid video. My tolerance.
Jim Raid says we're not going to be charged $2.99 a minute. Well, refunds will be given. Refunds will be given. Yeah.
1-900.
Yeah.
Suck a mic. If your name is Mike, and I'm sorry, Mike. He's here, isn't he?
That's awesome. I don't know if Mr. Burley's here or not.
It has a lock, but it's so buried against the thingamabob that I cannot touch it. I have man fingers. This is designed for petite little girls, and
yeah, it's tiny. I'll give you that. It is.
How do I touch that?
Wouldn't you like to know? Says you have to subscribe. Says you're gonna finger F that thing on OnlyFans. Yeah.
Yeah. Might freaking shove it up Mary Bear's butt.
Oh, she might like that. Just fucking Mary Bear. So I guess do you want me to add this?
Off, though.
I just want to add this. I just want to talk about this real quick. T. Browning says get a small pocket screwdriver to get it locked out. That might work, actually.
No, it's the touch thing. So it has to be a finger. It doesn't have the right impedance.
I don't know if there's actual switches on this thing or not. I don't know.
It's a little switch with the lock.
The 6th gen. So this is all GM Authority. On September 2nd, just last month, they dropped this. I don't know why they redropped it or decided to talk about it. I'm anticipating they were setting us up for the emotional, kind of putting the rug under you so that way they can rip that motherfucker out from under you. But it was really a regurgitation of just like the same information that's been told to us and spewed out before us over and over and over again. And then on September 23rd, so exactly 3 weeks, 21 days after the fact, they decided to go ahead and spill the news that Camaro production was going to end earlier than expected. Now, Mr. Burley did send me a text on this, and instant rage flowed through my veins. I was just seeing red. I could not believe. Now, listen, and I'll say this. Actually, I'll just finish this article out. According to insider sources familiar with the matter, 2024 Camaro convertible will end production on November 22nd, which is next month, and the last 2024 coupe will roll off the line December 7th of 2023.
Okay, so if they're ending the production,
I got questions
completely.
I got
why
questions.
Why is it so late?
So late as in what? Because that's super early. They only made 24s for what? 3 months, 4 months?
Exactly. I wanted to say so early, as in they want to give themselves time to retool.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of why I decided to bring you on the stream, buddy. Because that was super interesting that we were talking about. I was like, oh my God.
I've been saying that for a while. I still think there will be a Camaro. Probably not a 24. It's 25. I think 25. Because think about it. Dodge has.
You think 25? You think we'll get a 25?
Well, if they're smart, but I don't think Hanna-Barbera is very smart.
No, not at all. No, sir.
Yeah, truck, sedan, sports car, all share the same powertrain. That's the Stellantis way. I honestly think Dodge will not survive 2 years. No.
They're going to have to do something, and they're going to have to do something fast.
But that's a huge void in the market. Massive. And they're not going to make Camaros when there's all these potential Hellcat buyers, because you know what's going to happen to the price. I know there's guys, and I don't think he's watching OC Motivator,
Yeah.
I really don't think that, the issue with the markup is only going to get worse. You got dealerships that are tucking these cars away, hiding them because they want to sell them in 24 for, beaucoup bucks.
I would agree. Sorry,
yeah.
I'm just doing.
Yeah, I saw that comment, and it's like, yeah, we might get a 7th gen. I don't know about done right.
Let me see.
It is GM after all. I mean,
God,
the equivalent of fumbling, 1 foot away from the end zone.
Right. Let me add this. I'll add this in. And here's my issue, and kind of what I was going to talk about was, if you just go to eBay, all I did was Camaro 01 and then go from the highest down, because it pretty much guarantees you what?
Can you make the Control Plus, make it a little?
I can do
bigify it.
I can do anything for you, sir.
Engage in beginning.
Go gadget magnificate. Yeah.
Enhance.
Enhance. I like that.
Enhance.
Forgot about that one. So if you these fourth gen ZL1 supercars, it's got to be the stage 3 427. Yes, these are going for big money now. But it seems like overnight the ZL1 is just ran up the price. Does not matter on the year. Does not matter on the mileage. They are just over MSRP. Here's a 5th gen for $75,000.
Damn.
This one's twin turbo. This one, ZL1. This one's been on the market for a while, but I will say that 73, 72, 70, and I mean they're actually selling, because I'm watching these cars, and Yeah, they're actually moving for these prices. So
see, that's the mistake where a lot of people are making, because they
what?
confuse sales at a dealership with the market. Dealers are in a weird
What do you mean?
situation. They need to get rid of something to get something in return. So they might have a
What?
a red eye,
Yeah.
and uh, they might get another one, but only if they sell this. So they are willing to drop the price to MSRP, right?
Yes.
Because the
Yeah.
more they sell, the better it is. They're looking for volume, but the
Yes.
private seller is like, nope. You want a super stock? $200K, non-negotiable.
Wow.
Non-sequential bills and bearer bonds.
Wow. Wow.
Earning 4%. Name that movie.
Tracy. Ooh, Tracy says he thinks that the Camaro is going to come back, but it will be years.
Possible.
Look at the 4th and 5th gen. Yeah. 2002 that took 8 years. Yeah.
But
he's right.
GM already has a 7th gen.
I know. Done. That's what I am saying. That's what
They're not going to wait 4 or 5 years, because by then it's going to be old.
So what's the goddamn holdup?
I don't know. Idiocy. Maybe they want to build more sparks to lower their cafe, or get the carbon credits, whatever BS.
So the Cadillac, is getting a 2025 refresh.
Yeah,
that's going to be interesting to see what they're going to do for a V8 platform. I'm thinking it might get this new V8 that Chevrolet's talking about. It's in the works right now.
What, the crate?
No, not the crate. Because crate's been out for a couple years now, but the that GM just invested like $1 billion, just under $1 billion to
Piper.
It's still not released yet.
There's no such thing as electric done better. That's like saying, do you want?
I didn't even see that one. What the hell?
Do you want a pineapple up your bunghole, or do you want a toilet brush up your bunghole?
No. Walk away. That's my solution.
I don't mess with angry pixies unless it's coming from a wall.
Yeah. Me, myself, and I says that's what. Okay. It could be. That very well could be, and I've had a suspicion of that. Yep, I've had a suspicion of it, and that's also kind of led me to believe why they were playing hardball, so the unions would strike. They were just saying, we don't give a fuck. Do what you got to do. If you want to strike, that's fine, because this is a perfect scapegoat for us running the prices up with the production down.
He knows exactly the movie I'm talking about. The pineapple. Yeah, he did, wearing his freaking French maid outfit. You don't know Little Nicky?
Little Nicky. Oh my God.
Nicky. Yeah.
Adam Sandler. Yeah.
Freaking Ozzy Osbourne biting the head of the what's
bat?
his name? No, he was a bat, and spit him into the whatever. Such a dumb but good movie.
Yeah. There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
The Devious Piper says Blackwing model.
Yeah, I think the Blackwing is going to keep on.
I think so too, but it's not confirmed yet. It's not confirmed yet.
No, you're not going to see it in a Camaro, the Blackwing, because it's not the same thing.
No.
I mean, it is a cross.
Well,
right?
They have the yes, it is cross plane, but they have the exact same chassis. This is why I'm like so infuriated, and I just need to take a break until the smoke clears on this whole damn thing, because it's something I'm very, very passionate about, and we have nothing positive on the horizon. But I do think, they're already talking about putting another V8 in the Corvette, and this is rumblings that are not, and they're. Yep, and the trucks and SUVs are getting another V8, and they're talking about putting a V8 in the CT5.
Let me hear you guys. I want to return what Tracy Jenkins said.
What?
But crossplay. You damn frightened words. I can't do it because last time we got in trouble for the end of the stream. Yeah,
Tracy says Yeah.
FBI, open up. You know, that
Yeah.
kind of,
I almost, yeah.
The issue, it's like, okay, if you want a super duper sports car, fine, go flat plane. But
Yeah.
if you're looking for a cruiser, American, low end torque, you know, tail happy, it's got to be cross plane.
Yeah.
You're going to lose sales. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what Dodge did. Why
Well,
did Dodge sell so much in 22 and 23? Because it was old school.
So it's just like
and
Tracy's
it's an old design. Think
What's
of it.
that?
It's 2015. They haven't changed anything except in 2020 they added some stitching to the doors and the dash.
Well, it's a completely new car. I don't know what you're talking about, Alex.
Oh,
that's a completely new car.
I know, because my 19 didn't have it, and I'm like, all of a sudden, 2022 is like, oh, red stitching. I'm a sucker for red. Red.
There's a lot.
Get your T-shirt.
Oh yeah, speedboat. I love that. That's actually a really good one. Actually, I'm gonna be honest. As soon as I saw that on your video, I was like, all right, that's pretty damn clever. That's damn clever.
I don't know where the link is on your channel, but go to Rip Roaring Garage YouTube.
I will link it.
And in the description, I always put
it's in the title.
Amazon.
It's in the title. I put your channel right in the title.
The speedboat T-shirts. Anytime somebody says, "Oh, Challenger or Chargers," that's a boat, and it's a speedboat.
It's a motherfucking speedboat.
The fastest thing in the water is a speedboat. Yeah.
Food for thought.
There's land speed records and water speed records, and that's real men, dude.
Take it easy, Jim. Have a good night, bud.
All right, man. See you, Jim.
Where'd I go? Tracy said, but going back to the sales with the collector's edition.
Yes, that because I experienced this myself. So I'm pretty close with my GM guy, right?
Yeah.
And he knew I was in the market for like a daily-ish kind of nice car to replace my old Camaro that I had to trade in. So I go in and I was like, hey, how about putting in an order for me? He's like, no, can't do it. It's like, what do you mean? It's like, we don't have any like allocations. Like, okay, fine. No ZL1. How about an SS? Nope. No SS. Like, okay. How about a 1LT or the LT one?
LT1.
Yeah. How about one? It's like, nope. What they did with the lower trims, the LT ones, they put them in as dealer orders, bare bones cars, like nothing in them. Black or the blue, that's very popular, right?
Yeah.
Like yours. What do you call it?
Rapid blue. Mine's rapid blue, yeah.
Yeah, that. Around here, there's like 5 guys that have them.
Yeah.
It's a hot color. So the dealership just put those in and they're going to sell them off the showroom floor.
Yeah.
No orders. ZL1s were private auction. Some guy heard rumors 50K over.
What?
Yeah. He's getting the ZL1 the way he wants it.
Well, it's just like I was talking to a few people. Oh.
Yeah, it's a ZL1 1LE with the carbon fiber inserts and all the like. I couldn't even build the carbon fiber insert. You got to get that steel, cold steel or whatever.
Yeah.
Why does my hair look like Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz?
I don't know. That's a good question, sir. I will say this though. I was talking with Tracy.
There we go.
I was talking with Tracy, and it does seem like it lines up. It seems like all these stupid little packages and the little collector's editions and everything that you think is going to be worth some money, they're getting passed down to the buddy system of being called in for just exactly what he said.
Well,
favors to GM.
The thing, maybe that warrants its own stream. We'll talk about collectability and which cars
maybe
are the ones that will go up. Because that's a big top. It's a big can of worms. Because a lot of people get upset. A lot of people have made their reputation on YouTube and elsewhere.
Have a good night, buddy.
About this, and see you, pipe. But yeah, the idea is like the right car will be collectible.
Yes.
Not all of them. I'm not even sure about all ZL1s. Depends. Yeah, obviously the 1LEs. The top dog always becomes collectible. But then you got to look at what is it neighboring. So Camaro's fine, but like my super stock might not be whatever, because earlier you got the Demon, and right now you have this 170. I'm like, great. My poor little super stock is like this redheaded orange-headed satin roof.
Oh man, yeah, right. That's gonna be worth some cash, buddy.
It's okay, fine, but you know what I mean. Like scat packs right now are not like hot unless it's a wide body, unless it's got. Now I know I have one, but I think the red guts one, and that's the interior you cannot get in a Hellcat, and it has like a very red interior.
Whereas so I was gonna say red guts is what I've known. It's like headliner, seats, door panels.
Okay, yeah, it's not a Corvette, the 3LT where you can do the dash and the wheel red. It's, I do that every now and again. I torture myself. Let me know, guys, if you guys want to see me torture myself, build cars that I can't afford.
Oh,
freaking 3LT Z06 with the red interior, custom this with the glass roof and the freaking red stripe.
I think we all do that. But the thing is I contacted my dealer last week that Z06. I still can't get one for sticker.
Yeah. But as far as building cars, I guarantee you that none of you have built a 2023 Chevy. Drum roll, please.
Are you going to tell him?
Express.
Oh, man.
The van.
That's pulling all the ass right there. That one.
Vanimal.
Yes.
Get it in the red.
Vanimal. The Vanimal.
With the 18.
Yeah.
The fact that they still make it with the Vortec, I think it's a Vortec, the 6.2 liter, limited slip, rear wheel drive, basic. It's got some computers, but crank windows and a.
Yes, I actually like crank windows. Yeah,
I know it's simple. No computer module, no door.
Doesn't
module.
work. It doesn't break. It doesn't break.
You can drive that thing through water and it'll be fine. Just put a snorkel on it. It'll be fine.
Yeah,
it might blow out a light bulb, but that's okay. It's been behaving.
I'm so happy that you got a car, Tracy. And he got one at like the fucking bell, like the last second, dude.
Yeah, no, that's.
Yeah.
I still want a Camaro though.
What do you think about that?
That is a very.
That's a good point.
However, they'll be aftermarket parts.
Well, think back to the 4th gen now. Can you get parts for the 4th gen?
Well, yeah, but that's the 4th gen. No, they're not collector car years. But the 1st gen, 2nd gen, absolutely. You can get all the sheet metal you want for a 1st gen, 2nd gen.
I'm pretty sure you could rebuild an entire car out of a catalog or a website.
Yeah. And it's not just like there's like Cyclones. There's catalogs for Cyclones. You can get the door modules. You can get for the power windows. So I think
that GMC truck.
Yeah. The Typhoon. Yeah. Those are big ticket items. Look at the Grand Nationals. They got the entire catalogs for Grand National stuff. Now, it's not as encompassing as a 1st gen Mustang. But the point is that when the cars get so expensive, then it becomes economically viable. That's my opinion. So we will see, especially with Challengers, they built so many, and it's such an iconic car over such a long stretch. So that actually makes more sense if you want to make aftermarket wide body kits, because there's so many of them and they'll fit.
True.
Whereas let's say Mustangs, they kept changing little things here, little things there, like every year or whatever, right? Or even Camaros, the 6th gen Camaro. How many facelifts? They had 2 facelifts. They're like, you had the straight, and then you got the weird, funky catfish mouth thing going on the SS.
Technically, we had 3, the 6.1. Yeah. So
because then you had they tried to hide the catfish mouth.
The 19, because we had the 16 to 18, then we had the 19 alone, then we had the 20 to now.
Well, okay, hold on, because he's saying like his 90 super coupe. Well, yeah, it's a super coupe, but if it was a turbo coupe, Jesus.
Yeah,
the Dodges and the Fords are confusing and fighting in my brain, and they're making a mess. The turbo coupe, you can find those cars. You'll find them because it's become a very popular car. You look at Bring a Trailer, they're going for 20, 30K. And they're going up, right? Everybody wants that 4-banger turbo, especially the SVO Mustang that came out later. So Super Coupe, not yet. It's a little too new and too cheap. Like, I can't find parts for Continentals to save my life.
Really?
No. Only original or junkyards, NOS. They're nothing reproduction. The armrests are a plastic that was revolutionary at its time. It had crumple zones in it, so if you're T-boned, it wouldn't mess you up. But that becomes brittle. So you'll see all of them with sagging armrests.
Yeah.
So you got to put like all sorts of L brackets and a lot of JB weld.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might as well just make a mold and make your own. Just
a lot of
it out
people,
of the way.
Back in the forum days, that's what we were talking about, trying to make a mold and sell these. But the problem is that you would only have 70, 71, and 72. 73 and 74, they changed them.
And then you don't know how many are left. And you don't know how many people have the intentions to restore it. And then
exactly, for cars that when they're fully like 100-point car, they go for maybe 15 grand. It's just not worth it. So you do what you can. And I'm saying this because I want to show, like, look, I'm trying not to be biased. Yeah. Like, there's a car I love. I'm being buried in that car, but you can't find reproduction parts.
There you go.
Hey, Carl.
You will see a new car, iPhone. There's going to be something comparable to it. I mean, they keep pushing. They keep pushing and pushing and pushing.
It'll be free.
They're gonna bullshit.
No, it will be. I can guarantee you, in 10 years, I did a video on this. There's a company called Telly in England.
Yeah,
and they're giving out free televisions.
Bullshit.
Yep, LCD, HD TV, whatever, right? Yeah. And underneath it has another LCD panel that runs 24/7 with ads.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah, that's how it's free. Free my Willie. But yeah, that's the idea. So why wouldn't they try that with a car that has ads in it? Self-driving, so it's safe, but it's got ads in the front seat, in the passenger seat, in the rear seats, in the trunk, on the outside. Imagine that.
No,
BMW has a concept car. Yeah, they got a concept car with the LCD front nose that can change to make it look like a 2002. Or to make it look like an M3 and all that, just by pixels. So why
the whole car culture is going to get just thrashed.
We need to do it. We need to pull up, look at these commercials and analyze them, because the BMW one is clear who they're going after. They want to go after the person that doesn't care about the car or its history. Just look, BMW.
That's Mary Barra. She don't give a shit.
Yeah,
she don't give a shit. I got a clip. I got a clip.
Single moms.
Yeah, I got a clip. Hey, so this is a clip that I pulled up. I've just had in the queue for a long time, but I believe this was.
Sorry to interrupt you, Carl.
No, you're cool.
Congrats, and that's a good deal. Right now, yeah.
I believe that this clip is from like 2020 or 20. It was during COVID, so I'll just play it for you, and then I want to talk about
company's latest car.
So this is the Cadillac Lyric.
An electric twist on an American classic.
You got it.
And you don't hear the noise. Sharing her company's goal to dominate the U.S. EV market by 2025.
It rides very much like I would expect a car to, but without the sound.
And surpass Elon Musk's Tesla in sales. How do you talk about Elon Musk?
I respect all of our competitors, but it doesn't consume a lot of my day.
If you are going to win in this space,
when we win,
you will have to have beaten Elon Musk and Tesla. How are you going to do that?
I have tremendous confidence in our brands, the strength of our brands, in our customers, and the loyalty that we have.
Did you hear it? When we win.
Oh, it's even worse than that, because she's like, oh, you were
punched in the face, dude. This woman,
Elon Musk, are you worried about him? Oh, he's not on my mind.
Yeah.
Your competitor that you're supposed to, it's not on your mind. Read Sun Tzu, The Art of War.
Oh.
That's why GM will fail. And the lyrics.
Yes. It's on its way down. It's on its way down right now. And
two single moms in a freaking crossover SUV. Of course. Does anybody feel surprised?
You can't hear the noise. Like,
because they want to be seen. They don't want to be heard. Women don't like being, they like to be quiet. They don't fart. Oh yeah. They will rip them.
You can't hear the noise. I'm just, dude, I'm so over it. It's like when we win.
Hey.
And she wants to be the leading, she wants to dominate the EV market by 2025. Listen, that's what I'm saying. This is on a bullet on its way down.
Oh no, yeah, it's a roller coaster with no brakes. Let me
What?
see if you caught it. The comment there.
Which one?
Don. Big Don. We got Big Don in the house. Yeah, the conversions, the transit drivers, like what do they get?
Yeah.
Well,
Tough shit, man.
they might use GR86s. Oh, the Toyota. At least it's rear-wheel drive and a stick, but it's underpowered and.
Come on, no. Do you think
Mustangs? Convert a Mustang into a transit? That's blasphemy.
Yeah. Carl Jackson, what's up, buddy? He says they're only going to get more expensive. Yeah.
Well,
for sure, 100%. They already are. Go ahead.
Her attitude is
that's what I mean.
And to translate, we have a great company, a great whatever, and a very loyal customer base. Translate, I think our customers are.
Yeah.
Are you?
I am going to bleed them dry.
It's you like how I timed that so the algorithm doesn't know what. Wait, what did it say? Because two people talk at the same time, and I got the. I snuck in a little.
You did it. Yeah, I like
Susan, it. You can. Well, it's not Susan anymore, but
nope.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it's the YouTube Mary Berra.
Yeah,
the Hanna-Barbera Yogi Berra.
She is the brain cancer of GM. Chevrolet brain cancer. That's what I'm gonna start. Maybe that's a good one.
No, she's not the Yogi Berra. She's the boo boo and the picnic basket.
But I mean, the simple attitude. And I'm so happy you picked up on that.
Yeah,
I'm so happy you picked up on that because she does not give a shit about what. And I made a video with the thumbnail about a month ago. And the thumbnail is just a guy in a mullet. They don't care about the Camaro owner. They don't understand us. They don't give a shit. It's just, here's your bowl of chum, as Hammer would say, and fucking eat it. And I'm like,
those are your two choices.
I'm not. But I mean, we have the power to fight back and say, we're not buying it.
Just not buying it. And
don't
that's
buy it.
The tough thing because, we all know that when your wife or girlfriend or whatever, I want a new car because this one doesn't have this. She will want a new car. You can't just say we'll find something used or oh my God, the shock of fixing the old one.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No. Guy on the other hand,
how dare you? Yeah.
We can go without, and that's the problem because they know that we can go without. To say why build a Camaro? Why build a Blackwing?
Go without for how long? Because now
we can go forever without buying a new car. We will keep fixing things. That's. I didn't buy these because I needed a new car. I bought the Chargers and the Challengers because I wanted. And I think there's nobody new here, so everybody knows that I'm insane, like clinically.
4 of them. Shit.
Yeah, but I bought them because I wanted to, and it's like, well, this is it. I want to stock up on new cars like I stock up on D-cell batteries.
There you go. Pile them up. Just go vertical. Go vertical. I like it. Yeah.
I went Costco on Dodge. Bought in bulk.
You bought in bulk. You did. Tracy says EVs just don't out. He says, I see no good way in trying to make them EV. I mean, it takes fossil fuel to produce the electricity for them, which Alex just described was happening in Kansas right now. And it will take more because of more usage. It's so dirty to create these cars. It's dirty to dispose of the battery. It's a dead, I've said it for a long time. It's a dead end technology before you even start.
That's a very good point by Carl there. That's the big problem, though. There's only enough lithium to power cars for the next 50 years, and China has most of it and the processing capacity. Yeah,
and I heard they shut down their mines. Didn't they shut down their mines?
China
intentionally.
I think 10 out of 14 or 10 out of 12 of the global lithium mines that are active right now. They cornered this market. More importantly, I don't know the numbers because these are things that I wish we had.
I thought they had like 50 some mines and they're only running 3. to try to conserve.
They might have sites, but they're not mining yet. But it's all controlled by China. Africa in general is where you're going to find a lot of the mines, and Africa has colonized. China has colonized Africa. But let's not get into that because that just gets me like, you know.
Yeah.
Here the colony
ass kicking mode.
And meanwhile, it is happening today.
Yeah.
And they couldn't give a rat's ass because our politicians are invested in these Chinese factories and the batteries and all that. They have stock in these places.
Sure.
But we can't find out. We got to get them through some, you know, leaked information. There's no more WikiLeaks. So, yeah, it's messed up. We need to see what these politicians are invested in because that will tell you exactly what they're pushing.
Nee says Afghanistan's where most of the mines lie.
There might be there. I don't know about.
I'd have to do my research on that. I thought China had the freaking.
Well, they own the, you know, stuff, and right now Afghanistan is in like it's crazy because a part of me kind of likes them, which is weird. Like I was fighting against them, but hearing some of these young guys that talking about we are finally free, we get to live our lives without this. I'm like, my brother,
good.
If only we could have the same thing, you know. Like, speaking to my soul.
That's no shit.
But, right so that's why I'm like a little. I'm more than just a little bit sympathetic. I get it. Now it might take enough time, and it might go nuts again because you know, trucks a piece. That caught you off guard, didn't you? Honk honk.
Yeah.
Oh,
I just don't think I could ever go full electric. No,
I know I'm not.
You're painting yourself in a corner. You're pigeonholing yourself. Yeah. I'm just not. No.
And, well, yeah, that's a good point there. You know, if you're gonna go,
they are still to this day more expensive to maintain than a internal combustion engine.
Tesla is also nasty. Like their internal company, they spy on you because that car has cameras everywhere. There's like
I've heard some wicked stuff.
Yeah,
I've heard some wicked stuff
of people.
Yes,
making fun. It's like, oh, you know, whatever.
There you go. There you go. Follow the money.
Always follow the money. But we're gonna get into a rabbit hole. So. One of the things that I notice, and this is a very convenient little trick. This you hear a lot of people talk about the corporations are doing this or this and that. That's one of the biggest lies and tricks of the 21st century to convince us people that corporations and the government are two separate things. It's the same people.
Yes.
It's the same people. Yeah. So I always say that no, it's not the corporations. Corporations is just a piece of paper. It's the people behind it that are also in government, one way or another.
Yeah,
those are the problem, and this is why we have these kind of BS cars and products and whatever, you know. Yeah, unless you know,
give it to him, Alex.
Our boy gets elected, and you know. Secret Service actually does their job, and we don't have a freaking Dallas incident. You know they don't want him, but come on, Sleepy Joe.
Yeah. Someone needs to ghost ride that motherfucker in right into a nursing home and just.
As long as it doesn't have any upward steps, you should be okay.
Bye. No, I honestly think that we could still negotiate with China, and it would definitely be to our advantage. It's just we need to get somebody in there that can negotiate.
We have a very feminine government. I've lived for 10 years in Eastern Europe.
It's weak as hell.
I know how people think over there. Russia doesn't respect it. China doesn't respect it. And that's why they're getting away with all the wars and and even like the fact that they can't understand, they can't do trade, they can't do this, where sometimes it takes like, you know what? You do this deal, we're good. You don't do this deal, I'm pushing the red button. I'm gonna blow you to, you know.
But do it. Do it.
You know, yeah, well, you gotta be able to
do it. follow through with what you say. You do it. Yeah.
Which I want to tie it back to cars because that's why kind of like we're here. But I see this like there's channels out there like how to negotiate with the car dealership. You got to have strong willpower to walk away. Really? Are people so freaking weak? They just like, yeah, I'm out. It's like, but I really want that purse. I really want that bag. They treat cars the same way.
Walk away for fun.
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
I'll freaking go back and forth. The guy won't even know. He'll think I'm a tire kicker until I sit down and drop the cash. Like, come on. I don't know who's watching these things. Maybe it's a bunch of, like I said, a bunch of wine moms buying their freaking minivans and crossover quasi luxury SUVs, but holy moly.
Yeah. Is that his favorite? I don't know.
I think he likes corn pops. That's an old one at this point.
No, they play the long game, 10 to 15. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I've always wondered, you can tell that it's not like an instant gratification type negotiating or deal. But I've always wondered how far down the road they look. Because, I mean,
typically 5 years, they have a 5-year plan. And then
probably that makes sense.
10 and 50.
Because it so many things could change between different candidates getting in there and making new laws and this and that. And
well,
now, I mean, look what happened with the last one. It's like, oh my God.
The problem is if you go back, like, R versus D, I don't know if I can say the words because the algorithm doesn't like it or whatever. But point is that you look back and the last, I don't even want to use the word Republican because it's like they're not even. Not to mention that, we all kind of know how Lincoln was a dictator. I'm like, okay, yeah, he suspends the Constitution. It's like, I don't give a rat's ass if you're justified, if you're on a mission from God himself.
Sure.
That cannot be suspended. So he done flubbed up. I caught that one.
Hey, it's all good.
We, and after that, there were a couple of, but the reality is that the Progressive Party was a Republican Party. They called themselves the Progressives, and they were working with the Southern Baptist Church. It was called the Southern Gospel. Not Southern. The Social Gospel Movement, where they're combining Jean-Jacques Rousseau and this is like early commie type stuff with religion. And somewhere along the line, there were a couple of outsiders, and I think the only one was what's his name, Eisenhower.
Okay, all right.
He was he was a political outsider. He was a general.
Sure.
Right. So he comes in and he actually does things that we still use the highway system. Things that it was like, okay, man, we're just like, wow, this is a huge improvement.
Yeah.
Right. After that, okay, Reagan, you can say he did some things, but he also did, no fault divorce, and that's destroying us.
That's killing us.
Oh yeah, the tax is great. I mean, good. I'm not complaining, but there's so many other things. And if you think about it, it's like we really haven't had an actual opposition party to the general, like I'm going to lump them in as the progressives. They're the Democrats that drive the speed limit until 2016.
Yeah.
So, but this is, like I said, we can get into a lot of things and veering off into like our opinions, but
trust me, I could.
But the thing is, there's so many people. I'm in New York, all right. You're in Iowa, but I'm in New York, and I talk to so many freaking just people on the street, and they're all like, Trump. I'm voting for Trump. I'm telling my wife I'm voting for Biden, but I'm voting for Trump. That's big. It's like you guys are guys here, and
didn't happen last time.
I think it did.
You think it did?
I think it did. I don't know. It's just that oopsie.
I don't know, man. I talked to a lot of dudes that were just flat out chumps. Well,
yeah.
What she says goes, and it's like, you're embarrassing. Get the fuck away from me.
I think it's easier if you ask, "What's your T level?" and then you'll know. Yeah. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you.
Says, in his opinion, the gas Camaro dies for 5 to 8 years. Oh my God.
No, I think GM will not do an EV model because they're seeing the immense backlash Dodge is facing.
Well, I think what he's saying is there's going to be an EV that comes out soon, but then it's going to go back to gas after 5
It won't be a Camaro. Won't be a Camaro. Probably will be a Corvette EV thing.
They got a
maybe SUV.
They are yes. Thanks for coming out, John Todd. Have a good night, buddy.
See you, John.
Niece says we are losing more than cars. That's the freaking
We're losing our freedom. We're losing our minds. We're losing our
Tell him
balls.
no. Tell him no. Tell him no.
Problem is that, you know, like, okay, they don't have kids, and we let our kids be educated by them. So they come home and they flip the table, you know, for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And then they find out that
that's a good point. That's a good point.
Hey, Dad, I don't think I'm a dude anymore.
Alex's FBI folder just got a little bit thicker.
I mean, did they just? That's it. And then the other one, and then they invert it and then shove it in, plunge it in, and
sewed this up and glued this on, and yeah. Carl Jackson says, yeah, the EV is the way the market is going. Yeah, but why? But why is the market going EV?
No, the market's not going there. That's where the government is pushing it.
Yeah.
But when the government pushes something that the market cannot sustain, then it fails miserably. Right? So even though the government creates CAFE standards and emissions, we do smaller cars, Mustang 2, Pinto, and Bronco 2, and the Vegas, and all that.
Yeah.
When were cars the biggest? 76, 77. I think the biggest car, like officially, is a 77 Continental.
Are you talking like the dimensions?
Yeah. During the gas crunch, those sold like hotcakes. For every one of my 72s, there's 10 77s and 78s with the 460.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, it was detuned, but come on, let's face it. How many of those you still see? My 73 was supposed to have some emissions on it. No. I got a 72 on it.
Yeah.
That's what everybody did, even back then.
Yeah.
So you're going to have these guys say, I want this. Look at truck sales.
Yeah.
The real reason guys buy a pickup, and they use shaming language against those guys, right? They try to say that, you buy that truck, but do you ever haul anything in it? You never haul. Why'd you buy that thing? Simple. I don't buy it to haul things. I buy it because I want a V8 rear-wheel drive body on frame vehicle. And since you're not making a freaking Crown Vic or Grand Marquis or Town Car, then I'm going to buy a pickup because it's similar enough.
Well,
that's why.
If you do work yourself, it only makes sense to buy into an architecture which you have confidence and you're willing to take on projects and the maintenance yourself. I mean, it only makes sense, but here's the
durability of it. I mean, look.
Yes, that's what I mean.
I've seen Crown Vics do jumps, and they're like, okay, whatever. It keeps on going.
No shit, really? Wow. Okay.
There's a famous video. I don't know if you can pull it up right now. There's these guys with the Jeeps and Hummers, you know, somewhere in Utah, and they're like struggling, low gear, crawling up these rocks. And here comes the guy with a freaking 96 Crown Vic and a bicycle in the trunk and a dog, and he's going up all these freaking nasty inclines on the slippery rock.
Yeah.
And he comes up, it was like guys ask, like, hey, so you come up here often? Like, you like off-roading? I was like, off-roading? I know, I just like to come here to, ride my bike around a little. He was just commuting with the freaking Crown Vic going 45 degrees up. I
don't know if that's normal, but
no, it was a stock car.
It's cool as hell.
It's cool. I may do a video on that. Just me doing a reaction and just, simply for the Vic.
This is one that I have a lot of interest
Panther.
in right here.
That's the real Panther, not the Camaro Panther.
No, stop it.
That's what it's the Panther platform, 1979. Ford did it first.
79, I think Camaro did it in 69, didn't they? Or 60.
The Panther?
Yes.
Who came up with the name first?
I don't know.
Do not say Wakanda.
Chevrolet. I think it was.
Yeah, but the Ford did it better and bigger. Crown Vic is bigger.
I don't know, but
He's bigger.
the Chevrolet knows how to use it. Donald says
It's cope.
What?
It's cope.
What?
Everybody likes it big and black.
Probably.
Mike Crown Vic, big black with bolt-ons.
With bolt-ons.
That just went really weird all of a sudden. Welcome
it kind of did.
The drive inside stream where
Camaro, yeah, right there. Yep. Camaro was 66.
Fine.
66, sir. But I want to get back to this because synthetic fuels. How do you feel about them? I think they're awesome. I think they're great. I think
they cost way too much, and the reality is it'd be way cheaper just to make ethanol.
I love ethanol.
For performance, yes, ethanol is the bee's knees.
Yeah,
but for corrosion issues, like on a daily driver, you throw that in the Northeast.
Well,
the Rust Belt, those cars will last 5 years, and then they're going to China.
Do you think that would be a good video if I did when I put this new fuel system in my Camaro? I have 11,000 miles of straight E85. Do you think it would be good?
Honestly, I would try to keep it as original as possible.
Mine's not. I don't care about mine.
Keep all your parts, because when you come to sell it, everybody wants it original.
Yeah, that's true.
So don't do anything that you're gonna drill holes, or you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I was even thinking of do I do the stage kits on the super stock?
Do it.
Get 1,000 whatever.
Yeah, but that's direct connection. That's straight through Dodge. So
I know, but what do you think is going to be more impressive?
I think if you just
down the road
throw plastic over it the way it is right now and don't even freaking look at it wrong, and that's going to be your maximum value.
Right now, obviously, but that's what I'm saying. If you want value for long term, then get it on unmolested stock.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Just throw them.
How many miles do you have on it right now? 160?
Yeah.
Yeah. Plastic, seal it up. See ya. Just don't even fuck with it until you're ready to
1320's got 20 miles.
Till you're ready to sell it. 1320's got 20 miles.
Yeah.
Again.
This is
bag it up.
What a heart attack will do to you.
Put a bow on it, walk away. That's going to be your maximum dollar. I mean, think about it from just, when I look for a car, I look for the most, if I can afford.
Well, yeah. See, that's if I sell.
The creme de la creme at the time, that's what you want, is the most stock, best condition, low rust. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And these are cars, in climate controlled garage, humidity is 20% in there. It's the driest place on my property, the garage.
Have a good night, Tracy. Thanks.
See you, Trace.
Yep.
No,
synthetic fuel. Synthetic fuel. I think it's gonna help us. I think it's a good thing.
Have taken over.
Oh God. Am I outnumbered?
The brotherhood.
I'm gonna tell you this. If now I was watching another Butta. I think that's how you say
Butta the Great. He calls himself something else.
The Insider.
Yeah, no, I made peace, or I at least made a peace offering.
Yep.
I know he saw it because one of his guys added him, whatever. But I actually agree with. Yeah, he does the ads, so he gets notified. And I actually agree with. We have a very similar take, especially on the Hurricane. Hurricane sucks.
Hurricane sucks balls.
We didn't really talk Hurricane talk, did we?
Well, here's my thing: is everybody keeps comparing.
We got Hanna-Barbera.
Well, the thing, Well, I got more on Barra. But the thing is with the Hurricane, everybody wants to compare it to the 2JZ because it's the most popular,
and
it's built in quite different ways. The 2JZ was a non-interference engine. I mean, the 2JZ
is this interference, the Hurricane?
I'm not sure. I can't find any specs on it.
Well,
like I can't find any. You know what I mean? Like all the what the rods are, what's the capability of it. Now I know Butta said that, you know, he's kind of referencing the factory, how the factory built the transmission as far as how far they beefed it up.
Yeah.
As in like confidence to the capability of this engine.
You can't modify it because the transmission's rated much lower. It's the H75.
So the HO Hurricane comes out with what, 500 horsepower? Is that it?
That's what they're saying. Which probably means it's going to be less. Let's face it. It's not going to be 500. That you can take it to the bank. It'll be 430.
You think?
It's going to be less than 45. That I can guarantee you. The marketers won't want it. They want to steer people to the EV. So they're going to say, why should I pay $80,000? Because that's going to that.
Oh my gosh.
$80K Hellcat money for a car that makes less power than a Scat Pack.
Yeah.
Might as well just go get the EV because that's what they think of us. Not that we'll say like, you know, like I mentioned OC Motivator that he's like, oh, you're a dummy if you pay markup. You know what? You have my blessing. You pay $50K markup. You can tell yourself that at least you can hear that cold start.
Yeah.
The real sucker is the one that's going to buy the Charger EV.
Okay, here's my issue is you pay the $50K markup. That's another
foolish.
car. I mean,
it's foolish.
But you 10 years down the road, they come back out with a V8 or the Hemi. Then what?
If Dodge survives 10 years, I don't think Dodge survives because the Ram, the TRX.
The new one, the 2025.
I'll buy a used one. I'll buy a Toyota. I'll buy a turd.
Yeah.
Before you know, the V8 ones. Or Ford. Doesn't Ford still make? I know Chevy makes V8s. I'll buy a freaking Chevy Express van that would whoop the TRX's butt.
You could twin turbo it. I mean,
supercharge here. What are you talking about?
That would be sick.
Cut through the hood.
Sick.
Red. You could put a couch in there. You can make movies on.
Nissan, same problem. Maserati did the same thing. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, bud. I mean to cut you off.
I will never forgive you for that.
The Maserati did the same damn thing. After they stopped getting engines from Ferrari,
they are Stellantis, so of course. Stellantis, that's the problem. A lot of people don't understand it. Oh, why is Dodge doing this? Why? They're thinking in terms of Dodge being an American company.
Dodge isn't going to be in very big trouble.
They are an owned asset by a European company operating in the EU with the corruption of the EU, where they don't vote for their MPs, the Euro senators. You don't vote for those. I mean, you vote for the Euro senators, but you don't vote for the commission. No.
Can I ask you a question? The Hurricane, is the ECM locked? Is the ECM locked?
Yes. Absolutely. They said that already. That all the ECUs will be locked. Only direct connection. Only Dodge can putz around with them.
You're done.
Yeah.
You're done. We just got the C8 unlocked. The C8 Corvette just got unlocked a couple months ago.
The problem is that who's going to bother?
2023.
To unlock the Hurricane means, okay, you want to make more than 500 horsepower just so you can grenade the transmission or the rear end.
Right.
What's the point? At that point, just get a used Hellcat and you're done. You're better off.
But for how much?
Less than whatever it's going to cost to buy a Hurricane Challenger replacement and the mods. Way less.
Did you see that? Did you see that Challenger?
Yeah.
Actually, you did. You made a video on it. It's bad.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Well, no need to plug because I think I recognize everybody here.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here. It's but no, it was dog slow, and they were so embarrassed. They were so embarrassed they cut the live feed from the Roadkill Nights event in Detroit. When you cut the car, but leave a Ford LTD 2 with the 4.2 liter station wagon to run, and that thing whoops your butt, you know you got problems.
That's bad.
And people were booing, people were whatever. I got an email.
No way, were they really?
Yeah. They were laughing at like
that's what I'm saying. Like they're
putting, it was a drag. If it was painted normal, they would have said like, whatever. But you made it a drag pack, which was
that's
like
the top of the line.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is it.
Because it's anything you want it to be. It doesn't have an ignition button. It's got the freaking primer pumps and all. It's like a freaking airplane.
Nee says
Ford power.
Talk about shit. I mean, I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry.
Found on the roadside destroying a Chevy.
Oh, shut the fuck. Oh, I love
it. Look, I have all of them, and I love all of them, but I love giving this kind of rivalry is good. That's what
very good.
Hanna-Barbera, she's talking about, like, she doesn't understand competition. She doesn't understand for her
when we win.
She thinks, because she thinks it's personal that if I compete, I'll get anything.
It's personal for her. She's just trying to prove.
She's emotional.
She's just trying to prove something.
She's over emotional.
I think we both know.
Yeah, like she needs to change the rag. I'm talking about the oil rag. YouTube. Rags get oily.
They do, and they need changed.
And especially when it's the red transmission fluid.
Yeah.
And don't you know it smells funny? Why are we talking about this? Now I got that smell. No, I'm gonna.
I think it was underlying. Oh man.
There's something satisfying about this, and
what?
I don't know. Just trying to change the subject from freaking period blood.
Well, I think
I'm glad I did all that euphemism just.
So let me ask you this, bud. 10 years down the road, who's pulling ahead? Ford, Dodge, or Chevy?
10 years.
2033. I think so.
Ford, because Ford can change, and Ford has a history of going full artard and then returning and then building great things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you like to know? It says she's just trying to get that next pay bump. Actually, I was talking about this with somebody else, and her pay
is trying to become a CEO of Raytheon.
Declining. Raytheon?
Yeah, defense contractor. That's you'll see. Halle Berry. By the way, I'm never going to say her name correctly from now on, so it's going to get tough to find funny things.
Love it, and I encourage it.
Yeah, so Halle Berry, she's going to look for a defense maybe Lockheed.
Yeah.
Fail upwards.
Yep. Fail. Yeah, that's a very good way to put it. No, I mean her pay is declining. I mean she's went from.
That's what she says. That's what she reports. Pay is declining.
Yes.
We don't know what kind of stock options or bond options she's got.
Right. I think I did look it up here, and I'll show this one instead. This is she started in
bombs and lasers. Oh my!
In 2014, I think it was January.
Sorry.
No, you're good. 2014, she got her CEO position. So I'm kind of happy to say that she pretty much had nothing to do with the inception of CAMARO6. So because she didn't have that job, you know what I mean? So she's started at like 28 million. She's worked all the way up to like 60 million at one time, and she's right back down to where she started. And I think it's on the
because she probably wants to be in a better tax bracket, and she's got that Cayman account. I guarantee you that's what's happening.
I'm thinking that the strike had something to do with it. I think that strike
they shouldn't care.
What? No, they don't care at all. That's my thing. That's what I'm saying.
Like, what factory shut down for GM? The Chevy Express factory. That's it. And a freaking warehouse, which is not going to affect new car sales. It's going to affect the warranty work. So they're screwing over the mechanic and the customers. Yeah, that's smart.
Existing customers.
So if you're CEO of the big three, you let the union acquire target, foot in target lock, shoot said foot.
Yeah.
That's Fane.
And then we're gonna raise the prices up. We're gonna shut the factories down. We're gonna cut supply, and then we're gonna give you these massive markups and be like, well, it's because of the strike.
It's funny that they don't blame inflation though, because
good night, Carl. Thanks
Carl.
for coming in, bud.
But yeah, it's I don't know. They're not blaming inflation for the prices. Like Dodge has changed its prices so many times. Keep going up, and it's clearly inflation. It's greed. I'm like, no, they got to reinvest, they got to retool. So you always need to have liquidity. You can't just go on credit and whatnot. Yeah. That's that's the Volvo story. I'll never. I can't. You can't undo Volvo made in China. I'm like, damn. There's things that just like Jaguar owned by India. The colonist becomes the colonized.
I thought, does Ford still own them?
No, not for Tata owns them. Last I knew, an Indian company. They make that Tata Nano. I'll make it look good for them. It's
Nano came out with that compressed air car that was supposed to go. Yeah, it had it replaced like the back seat, and it ran on compressed air, just oxygen. And,
that too.
Yeah. Interest rates aren't helping. She probably has a clause in the contract. GM top. Yeah. There's a lot of hands in that cookie jar. There's a lot of hands in that cookie jar.
It's a big cookie jar, so I don't know if we should open this one right now. But definitely interest rates are affecting things, because even my miracle worker at my Dodge dealership could not get me another loan for that the special edition one. No, the gray one. What was it called? The Shakedown. Yeah. I really like the interior on that. God, red stitching on the steering wheel. I mean, I can get that done, custom, but whatever. Better off I didn't get it.
But the interest rates. The last I knew, they were 12%, and I haven't heard that they. I heard they were trying.
Depends on the bank. Depends on your interest, your credit score.
I'm just talking about the Feld. No. The person that I was actually trying to help was actually Tracy, and he got his car a couple weeks ago. So
and I saw that. Good on him.
Yeah. And he says he was working on the air car, the compressed air car I was talking about. Little tiny. Yeah.
I did work on a hydrogen car when I was in college the first time around.
It's clean. I'll give him that.
It's dangerous. Like. These, and that's the problem with all these alternative fuels. They all have a fatal flaw. Propane.
I think
propane likes to go boom. Like I put that at the end of my last video, right? This beautiful yellow Charger, Daytona, like just boom, totaled. So she's okay. Now imagine that at a gas station, whatever, or hydrogen, which is even worse than propane.
Like, it's very flammable.
It's very Lindenberg. Flammable. Oh, the humanity.
Yeah.
You're one spark away from that.
That Porsche, the last I knew, was making for the entire year of 2023. They kind of took average consumption of the average car, which they came out to be was like 30 to 36,000 gallons per car. So they made a batch, and they're trying to see how fast they can make this fuel, and they're trying to see the actual. Yeah.
The problem is, like, either you make it actually gasoline, chemically identical to gasoline, in which case you don't change anything, which I'm okay with that.
That's what they're trying to do. Yeah.
It's just going to cost $40 a gallon.
Oh, that's what they're trying to run right now to see how cheap they can manufacture it.
No way.
Or sell the technology for.
What do you think is cheaper? Fabricating it from scratch or pulling out of the ground and boiling it a couple of times?
True. But, the more EVs come into play, the higher that gas is going to get. They're just going to run the price up. So if we have synthetics as a fallback or a fail-safe,
well, it'll never get to that point. But if gas is so like unused, then the price falls because the demand falls. But electricity goes to the roof.
Yeah.
So it's not going to happen. Like I said, not to mention it's not going to happen because we won't let it.
Boom.
We're not going to buy them. And it's up to us, the hardcore nutcases. We got to shame our friends. You can tell them, like, you bought it. You're thinking about buying a V.
Sadly enough, that's what works.
You tell them, thank you, because now I can tell everybody else that I have a gay friend. And I mean it. It's like, what? It's like, I'm not the gay. It's like, yeah, you are. You're buying an EV. You drink, come on, get some Bud Light.
Get some Bud Light. Yeah. Old dinosaur juice, baby.
Yeah.
Pump it out of the ground. Yeah. And I mean, it's always renewing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like anybody that's like left a can of rear end oil, like 90 weight oil, let it sit there. What does it turn into? It turns into this sludge that smells like a swamp, that smells like oil. I guarantee you take that stuff, you'll make oil out of it. So if it can convert in 7 months, in the open air, not to mention swamps, you can make oil out of swamps. It's fresher oil.
I haven't heard that.
It's very similar chemicals. When things they break down, they turn into these.
Everything turns to nothing.
It turns back to volatile organic compounds, the kind of stuff that Canada just banned. It's like, I sometimes wonder if they're not just terraforming Earth for an alien species that just hates oxygen.
Camaro,
the other way. No, yeah.
Camaro actually just got a price increase for Canada alone. And the last time I checked, the exchange rate was like 35%.
That's probably why the exchange rate, because their inflation is worse than ours.
And but they just got another additional upcharge on top of all of it, and I'm like, my God, they'll sell people. Yeah,
because there'd be enough people to say, screw it, I'm going to get this now before whatever happens. But there'll be a lot of weak people that will give in, and they'll say, "Oh, I'll buy they'll buy the EV." And it's okay if it has butt plug steering. You just sit on it, and it just pumps you hard, and you feel your testosterone drop, just like your carbon footprint. In fact, there should be a study that shows the greater the carbon footprint, the bigger the dick, and the higher T levels.
Have a good one, T.
I should not have done that after a heart attack. I did the gorilla thing. I'm like, oopsie.
Hurt the old scar tissue there.
Yeah, I just gave myself like a freaking clear.
Yeah, like a defibrillator.
I forgot to take my freaking meds.
Well, you better have lift off here. No,
I don't want to have a heart attack on stream. I know last time I had a heart attack.
Yeah, please don't. I'm good on that.
I'll be good ratings.
Yeah, we're good on that.
Yeah, I'm not that desperate for clout.
Yeah. Yeah. The EV market, I think it's on its way down. I think
I'd rather have clout than clot. That's a heart joke. Yeah. Oh God, I'm getting old.
So, where do you see the EV market in 5 years?
Gone.
There's going to be a point in time where they're going to get in your face and say, "This is your only option." Now what?
Tesla will start making gasoline vehicles. Mark my words.
I hope so. I really hope so.
It's inevitable. Tesla will make. And the funny thing is, I said this as a joke a while ago, but hey, momentum. I actually think that Stellantis will end up selling Chrysler, and I think that the buyer would end up being Elon.
I hope so. He seems to be the most level-headed. I'm just gonna say,
he's very autistic, very OCD and whatever. And this is a kind of impulsive thing that would seem to whatever.
I'm gonna say,
and I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
I'm okay with the Elon cat or Elon. That doesn't work.
Wouldn't you like to know? Says, what are your thoughts about going from my SS1LE to the ZL1? I've seen your video about it. I've been thinking about trading up if I can find the right deal. Certain colors, so on and so forth. Are you going to build it? Because I'm holding firm, but I'm finding a lot of little nuances are very different about this car. You get a fuel upgrade, you get engine upgrade. There's a lot of things that are different about the LT4 than the LT1. Did you know that the LT4 with the supercharger is actually lighter than the LT1 naturally aspirated? I've been noticing just a little bit of things like the drive shaft stronger. It's pretty much the same car on the interior except for the chrome silver button. Man, you'd have to score a deal right now. 2019 to 2024, they're going to be all pretty much about the same. If you're going to get a stick, they're all the same. If you're going to get an automatic, they do have some tuning differences. They seem to go in like a 2-year increment. So like 19 to 21, 22, 23. I think the 24s are going to be different. Maybe that's just going to be locked in with the 22 to 24. But overall, if you're not going to daily it and you're going to build it, yeah, I like my ZL1 because the thing is when people see a ZL1, they know it's not an SS. Unlike, how Dodge does the Scat Pack wide body to the Hellcat. It's very hard to tell the difference until you're on top of them and you have to look, you know what I mean?
Yeah, basically sometimes it's just down to a logo, especially the Charger.
Boom, right there. With the ZL1, you don't have that problem. Everyone's like, that's a ZL1. Like, you know what I mean? You can tell from a distance. So, my insurance basically didn't change. My car payment dramatically changed. But, yeah, I would go with the ZL1 if you're going to build it. Anything over 600 wheel. Yeah, I think. Because we all know that the pistons, those hyper-eutectic pistons in the LT1, they start letting go. And I kind of added up everything.
Do you think it's okay if I demonstrate a little bit of external combustion?
yeah, that's fine. Go ahead. The ZL.
If there's any young, don't. This is bad, but it's funny. Like this is. I say it as a joke, but isn't it funny that anything that burns, they seem to want to ban? Stoves, cars, smokes.
Probably. Yeah.
They want even like vaping is a thing now. Like basically it's like burnless cigarette or pot.
Yeah. Well, they and that's another thing that with like you're talking about dumbing down and changing, especially with the EV market on how people. I think that they're trying to like dumb down the population, especially the hands-on DIY.
Oh, definitely.
As far as like the EV, and there's really little to no maintenance. You know what I mean? I think that's a big.
The companies don't want anybody except themselves to perform maintenance and
control.
It's not even about because you can't do anything on a like Apple product. Buy a new one. Like wasn't there a recent Samsung scandal where basically the what do you call it? The screen costs like $600, but the brand new phone is $800. It's like
yeah.
Ooh, Plymouth. Momentum's got a good idea there.
Prowler V8 finally.
Bring it back. Plymouth.
Yeah.
Here's the problem, and this is we're gonna get into a little deep socioeconomic, but they keep bragging about how girls are 75% of college graduates, about increasing board members and higher paying positions by females and all that. And well, that means that guys are making less and less. A lot of guys are also dropping out, as in they're saying, F it, I'm going to go live in the woods. Like the north of Richmond, the Anthony kid, right? He lives on an acre in a part of the world the part of the country where you can buy 200 acres for dirt cheap. He just, no, I just need an acre. I got my pickup truck. I got my dogs. And that's it. He doesn't, I mean, he probably would, but he figures it's not worth it. And I'm getting to that point where I'm going to say, like, screw it. It ain't worth trying to make money, be hounded by the IRS, this, alimony, child support, all these things. Like, guys are saying enough. And it's not good for the kind of cars that we like, because there's fewer of us capable of buying them. So you're going to see more crossovers and more BS. And that's unfortunately the reality we have to kind of realize, that as much as we want these cars, for every one moron like me, there's 200 guys that would love to, that can't, that used to be able to. Like, I'll be honest.
No,
since my accident, and those of you guys, here it's like pretty much almost like family. Everybody knows me already, and so you guys know my crappy health. I know I'm smoking, but point is, I get a pittance. I get nothing from the VA. I'm retired.
Yeah,
and I can't survive on that. All this, everything you see here, right?
Right.
I maintain it with labor, but it's mom.
Yeah.
I live with my mom.
Yeah.
It is what it is. I'm not ashamed of it, because, I actually wanted to live in the same house so we can care for each other.
Isn't that Romanian culture though? I mean,
it's European. Like, Italians are the same, Spaniards the same. I think three generations of, the same house. So I don't give a rat's ass about that. Point is that I am in that category. I understand that firsthand. Like, I'm trying to work something out. So, because my mom spent, she's like, a lot of money. Spinal surgery ain't cheap. And when they send you to the wrong hospital, insurance says no. Yeah, it's bad.
Good luck with that.
But
Jesus Christ.
we tend to figure out a way. Part of that means that, well, I just chose this route because it kind of worked right now. But if it wasn't like, if Dodge was still going to make Challengers, I wouldn't have bought 4. I don't even think I would have bought 1. I would have kept on with the old cars, and that's it. And a lot of guys are doing it. They still love cars. There's still plenty of old cars, cheap cars. You can have fun with them and, get in trouble with them.
Yeah.
But that's a wake up kind of pill.
Yeah. No, I agree.
So, and that's why these guys, they know it. They know it. Their market will be majority female. Lincoln is this way. Lincoln, I think it's like 90% of their buyers are female.
It's going to have the same effect as to female. You know what I mean? Because nobody's going to want to work on the car. Nobody's going to want to do anything. I mean, you're still going to have the outlying, that small portion of the population that's going to, but.
And just psychologically speaking, women are more likely to buy a new car every 3 years. Guys, we tend to get
is that true?
Oh yeah. We tend to get attached to our things. We may buy a new car every 3 years, but we still keep the old one. That's how guys end up with a buttload of cars. Like, I bought this brand, Yeah. When was the last time you saw a woman that said, like, this is a car, I bought this in 2004, and then in 2009 I got this one, and they still have them? No, that doesn't really happen. Guys do that. And if we can't do it anymore, then what is the GM going to do? They're not going to build a car that they can't sell, especially with inflation, increasing costs, materials, labor, UAW, wanting even more money, because that's going to translate to higher costs. And that's a scary thought. That's why I think car culture is even more important. And this is, you're talking about, where do I go? There's no more Camaros, whatever. We have a lot of history to look back and fall back on. Hell, you can find a 4th gen. Plenty of cool. Like, look at that video that I did with the Dodge, the Hurricane run right in front of that freaking, that awesome sounding 4th gen with the jelly bean headlights and all. That's a cool car. That'd be way cooler than anything that comes out 25.
What do you like to know? Says, I keep thinking about 2650 LT1, but I'm maxed out with the piston upgrade. That's 10 grand for a charger. Who knows about piston rods and cams while you're in there? Absolutely. If you're going to open up the engine, do the cam, get the cam done.
Yeah, cam is always a good.
I guess my question for you is, what is your goal for power level? What's your goal? Because I mean,
oh, that's momentum. Sorry, I just now clicked. Hey, momentum.
Yeah.
We've been talking. So.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
He's got a 73 Continental. He's working on with his dad, right? Which is again great. It's something a lot of us don't really have. Like things with my father, a little rocky, and I know there's a lot of guys out there that wished we kind of had to learn how to be men from anywhere we could.
Right.
And some of us are fortunate, others not so much. You know, they kind of fell by the wayside, and I don't know. That's what we're trying to do here, right, Andrew? Like, kind of.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I upload a lot of content, and I dump out everything that I've learned over the years. Some of it's redundant for a lot of people. Some of it's not. I get a lot of emails and a lot of feedback, and I hope I can help.
There will be changes. I think that we all have to adapt, and that's the one thing we're very good at. We adapt, and you know, it's still cars are still a very important part and an integral part to our identity as Americans. But we're going to be talking about other things too, like we're just talking about now. You know, these demographic issues with sales are a huge impact. We're losing these new cars, which means the older a car gets, the more expensive it gets, the harder it gets to find parts, hence why they get more expensive. So you're going to have fewer and fewer old, cool cars that, if you're 16, got your license, what do you get? Right now, you can still find, 4th gen.
That's what I said. They typically all start with a 4-banger. You got half the cylinders, half the parts, half the price, super high MPGs.
Yeah, there's Grand Marquis. The Grand Marquis is the best kept secret because everybody thinks Crown Vic, police car, police interceptor. Get the
if you can get it at a good price.
You can get them for like $2,000, like a third of the price of a Crown Vic, because everybody knows Crown Vic. And all you got to do is you're one intake away from an actual potent car, and then maybe a J mod, tighten up the transmission. And there's all sorts of tricks, and there's a lot of resources. It's a popular car. Forums are still a thing, even if people don't post. Momentum. Check out the lincolnforum.net. There's a lot of stuff, including posts I made about 73 Continental step-by-step with photos. But, Subaru's got this, Crown Vics, CAMARO5 forum. That's a big forum. CAMARO6 forum. It's the same people, right?
Huge forum.
Yeah, it's huge. Like, I was learning so many things about the CAMARO5 from the forum that I didn't know, like, okay, how do you do this? How do you do that? Like, I don't want to sit there and investigate it on my own car.
Talk about rabbit holes. That'll take you into another world.
That's something that we're going to have to learn, that, the era of being able to buy a cool car from the dealership, well, we couldn't do that during World War II. It's not the first time. We'll adapt. We'll get through it.
I absolutely hope so.
We will. We will get through it. It's what we do.
Yep.
We men, ain't we? We men. Ain't we? I don't know where that's from, but it's been,
When you like to know says, I really don't have a power goal. Bolt-ons most. Okay. Yeah. So pretty much what I'm getting from is you're going, keep adding power until you reach a point to where you're happy. I would get the ZL1.
Just a little bit beyond the Pucker Factor 10.
The thing is with all the nannies and the computers on these cars, you can go to absurd power levels and they catch you.
With the Camaro. The Camaro has a lot of nannies that.
Oh man. And I'm telling you what, my 880 horsepower, it's like nothing.
Charger and Challenger, though, the nannies are like what nannies? You'll get sideways with that quick. And it's done. That's why it's an older designed car, and that's the beauty of it. That's why I love the damn thing so much.
Yeah, that's kind of like when you're racing, and I see a Hellcat, man. Unless I know them, and I know that they know how to race, because I'm telling you what, if you get to racing and one of you wipes out and dies,
taking you both.
Yep.
And it's a bad image on us. The media would love to show. Look at these.
They just, oh my God, they're foaming at the mouth.
Yeah. You know, like another thing that maybe a lot of guys don't understand is that I lived through this once. I lived through the whole, we have to de-metal you. Heavy metal's a bad influence. And that's what they're doing, you know. It was the Satan scare of heavy metal. Then it was the Satan scare of video games.
Yep.
Guess what's next? Cars. They're gonna gun for us hard. But
they already are.
I mean in like the media where they're gonna label us, like they're trying to connect all car guys to the street takeover crap.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Which don't get me wrong, I actually am not like, oh my God, I'm not outraged by it. Whatever. It actually looks kind of fun. But
I mean,
you get caught. You get caught doing that, you do the freaking time. Right. And I'm not talking about the guys that steal the cars and do it. That's flat out criminal. But if you want to do it in your own car, you know, we all street race. Let's face it.
You're kind of on your own. Yeah.
There's a spot, you know, here where my club, we used to kind of shut down the highway. Granted, it was 3 a.m. Yeah. And we had a nice little mile run.
Yep.
And we had a lookout. We had a radio. And whenever a cop drove by, bam, everybody was like, you know, getting your cars and and it was fun and nobody was getting hurt. And we would stop every like maybe 15, half an hour or whatever. Maybe there was like 3 cars, let them go. But if we would have gotten caught, you know, and this is going back past statute of limitations, Sue. Yeah. But this is the kind of stuff, you know. We need to learn how to be able to deflect it. And that's where this is where I learned the whole thing with heavy metal. When you get one of these guys like, yeah, that's good. Metal dumbs you down. It's like, really? So you want to talk about the influence of classical music and heavy metal and how I learned about scales and harmonies and even tempered scale. And I didn't know any of this stuff until I got into metal. So cars, we got to know. It's like, oh yeah, you know, I learned how to, you know, tune carburetors. I know how to fabricate things. I learned how to weld because of cars. What do you know how to do? And that shuts, at least for now. You know?
Yeah.
So that's like, maybe this is like something we can start talking about more in the future. Like, how do we prepare for the kind of BS that's coming?
Yeah, I just kind of, I take it as we go. Wouldn't you like to know, says the problem with getting a ZL1 is you have to get one beaten on by multiple owners. These cars are, I get it. I understand. These cars are not like the old cars. These cars are overbuilt. I really wouldn't have, unless they were just being absolute dumbasses with it. I really wouldn't have a problem with that. I'd get that out of my head because they're not as fragile as they used to be. They're seriously tough units.
I mean, anything will break if you hit it hard enough.
Yeah, I mean, these things, dude, that SS I had, I beat the hell out of it. And this is the true statement right here.
I did stupid things with my freaking LS.
Yeah.
You know.
EST says, what? So here's another one. Progressive wants to put that little thing you plug into your OBD2 port to monitor everything.
Is it just that, or is he talking about one of these?
No, I
don't even carry my phone around with me anymore. Like, whatever.
You plug in the thing in the OBD2 port, and it watches your throttle position sensor. It watches your vehicle speed. It monitors everything.
And China gets the data too because they sell it, you know, and they don't sell.
And you can save $20 a month on your insurance. Isn't that great? Yeah, exactly. Do not do that. Do not do it. It's you know, keep your credit score good.
I'm glad that the Dodges have the what is it?
What
do you call it with the phone? 5G? No, it's 3G. Is it 3G or is it 4G?
4G in my Camaro. It's 4G.
I think the Dodge is 3G.
Okay,
we'll have to look that. Either way, it's going to become obsolete soon. So,
well,
I'm heartbroken. Boo.
Yeah.
Boo.
Just hate to hear it. Just hate to hear it.
Or like Count Dankula. Oh no! What happened? Oh no! You know the
I wish that OnStar would be. Oh, right there. It says 4G.
Yeah.
You got another 10 years.
Is.
You got another 10 years with us, bud.
Yeah. Put up with it, but it ain't 5G at least.
Yeah, that's, do you think that would help it?
The marketing team, Dodge? Yeah. Dodge's marketing team right now is abysmal. Like they fired, they disbanded SRT. They've probably hired a bunch of women that have, gender study degrees. They want to be whatever. And this is the result. Like, Dodge Camaros don't need marketing.
You're gonna see the result in about 2 years.
We're already seeing it. We're already seeing it. The fact
the fact that they don't even have a V8 available,
but
that's when you're going to see it.
I'm talking about Hannah Montana and her decision.
Oh, it's coming for us too. It's coming for us too.
Like,
but here's my thing: is Corvette is mid-engine now. Yeah, now you don't have a GT front engine rear wheel drive car anymore. Now you've got a gap in your lineup. Now what? What are you gonna
third gen?
Third gen.
That's what. Third gen. We go mullet Camaros, beer can Camaros.
I honestly think that they've created a void in the market now to where it's going to be they don't have a choice. They don't have a choice.
They're trying, like Dodge is trying to appease Europe because this looks good on for them. They're like, look, we killed an entire segment with all these enthusiasts. They have nothing to buy now.
Good luck with
that.
Good luck with that.
Happy Haribo. She's freaking she's dumb.
Yeah.
Like legitimately low IQ.
Yeah. And I've also heard that Ford and Dodge are building their chassis in a way which they could snap back the market. And have you heard this? To where they could reintroduce ICE engines back in them because they're still building with transmission tunnels.
Yeah, that's
and GM is not. They're building it on like a skateboard platform as opposed to where we've just pigeonholed ourselves into the market.
That's not a big deal. Think about it. Like, how difficult is it to re-engineer a transmission tunnel?
I think that's why they're keeping the Cadillac around.
The big problem that neither car, they have to be re-engineered, is that these cars will be crash tested with those batteries. Have to. With the batteries. So if you remove the batteries, because why would you keep the battery? Batteries are part of the structure. So now you got to, even with the transmission tunnel, I don't care. You're still going to have to re-engineer that thing.
Is the battery part of the chassis structural? Well, so I'll have to read up on that. I've kind of buried my hand in the sand as far as that goes, but no. Coming in on 2 hour mark.
We do good.
Yeah, like that. It's
all about government.
When the airbag goes off, or how's it go?
Is it? I have not.
Come on!
I come up with those on the spot when the government.
When the airbag blows up, the government shows up.
Oh yeah, when the airbag blows up, the government shows up. Yeah, I come up with those on the spot. Like I don't think ahead of time. I just record something that's semi-relevant, and I don't know. That's kind of Well, nobody has complained, but then again,
but
maybe I'm not dumb enough. I can be dumb.
I think we all can.
Rich Reba. Yeah, I saw that.
Yes.
There's I mean, I'm not a fan of his or anything, but that was an interesting car. And he's going around trolling at the Tesla dealership and GM because it's got a ZL1. He bought it from Lisi Parts. One of the the guys that have the Z28 we're talking about. That's where he bought the drivetrain for that thing.
Oh,
and I remember a video. They said, "Oh, we can't fix it because we already sold the engine." And it was another ZL1, and it was a shame because it was a nice car. It was very fixable, but
so that was Scrap Life Garage. Okay.
Yeah, those guys.
Yep.
And interesting channel. Although I really don't like what they're doing with the Dodge Demon. Like they're just butchering it. Like, dude, paint it.
You don't like a manual Demon?
Yeah, but they're not painting it. They're gonna leave it all charred and clear coat on top of it. And I'm like, come on, it's an insult.
Nah.
They might change their minds, but I think that car is.
I hope they do. I hope they do.
I actually know the car. I have video of it when it caught fire. That was the one that went viral when the track officials, they were screaming at the guy saying, "Turn your engine off," and like he couldn't. He was pushing the button. He couldn't even open the door, and
that's the problem with the push buttons.
Well, no, he wasn't pulling hard enough on the door. He could have just, whatever, but he was afraid. The windows weren't rolling down, or
you would be too.
Yeah, obviously.
The
cars, smoke. There's flames coming through, and the guy is screaming at us like, maybe if you weren't so arrogant, maybe I'd help you. I'm like, dude, I couldn't turn the engine off. The engine turned off once it starved itself of fuel because it burned through the fuel lines, and it took them like 5 whole minutes before they can start using the extinguishers. So the car got charred, and you look at the damage of what happened to it. That's it. That's the car, and it's a shame because it was bad, and it shouldn't have been that way because one guy was jealous, and I don't know. I just want to say one thing, little thing, but I think like real car guys don't get envious of other cars, of other guys' cars. No, we like what we got. Because it's part of our soul that gets put into it, even if it's a piece of crap. Like we put so much work that at one point we don't want to give it up. Like,
I think most car guys, when they approach a project, they have something in mind. Like,
well, maybe we wing it too. That happens
sometimes.
Too. But the point is that we put so much into this. So like, I have a Lamborghini. I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Not my cup of tea. I don't care. I don't want.
I got there. I got there. I was looking at the Lamborghini and I was like,
or maybe a new one. I don't want the new one. I want a Countach.
No. I was looking at a gated Gallardo, and it just, you get to that point and it's like, do I really want this in my life?
Yeah, the maintenance on that is a nightmare.
Oh my God. And then I went back and revisited Corvette Camaro, and I fell back in love with them again.
Yeah,
it was just it's just where I'm gonna stay. I think I'm good.
No, but I'm not like I like the older stuff because of my childhood. I had the models, I had the Countaches, I had the Testarossa. Why want a Testarossa?
There's gonna be a lot of that with this new market coming on, and
with the Chevy 350.
Pull back. Ooh, Chevy 350.
The Miami Vice.
Yep. Countach, the kit.
XLR.
The XLR. I was just about to say that. Maybe Cadillac should bring back the XLR. I think the XLR, wasn't that the 1,000 horsepower car that Cadillac?
It was less power than the Vet, only in an automatic, but it did have the retractable top.
It was 2-door, wasn't it?
Yeah. That was a Corvette looking 2002, whatever.
Yep.
It's cool looking, It doesn't age well. That design is very angular and it looks dated by now.
Yeah,
but
I think it's a cool car. I think it's a cool car. I know Cadillac.
I also like the Avante. So
I know Cadillac did a 1,000 horsepower car just to prove that they could still get 20 miles per gallon out of it.
Oh, the CL, I think the 4-door convertible. Basically,
I'm not sure.
Prototype Lincoln should have made, but Lincoln is given up. They gave up on male buyers. Like their their website looks like a Tinder profile. Freaking caviar. What the hell's Why is there a woman in an evening gown on a freaking private jet in her back? What the hell does that have to do with the Lincoln Navigator?
Right. Oh, okay. So this was a tube.
Yeah, the XLR was a Vet.
It was on the Vet chassis. Okay. Yeah. Well, I have to go back and revisit that because, I think when that was out, I was still like really broke and I had tunnel vision.
Yeah, I was in the military. It was a little much for
box body Mustang, and I was Camaro. I couldn't even afford a Vet or a Corvette at the time. So
I got my Crown Vic in that around that time, 34,000 sticker price. I got it for 19.
Ooh.
Yeah, there's a story there for another time.
Yeah. Well.
So you want
2 1/4? 2 1/4? You want to wind it down? I think I got to get off here and get some stuff done.
Yeah.
So
I got to go change my underwear.
Yeah. Well, that sounds important.
I felt that, I had to share that with you.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Well, I will say when Camaro dies, so it looks like it's going to be earlier than sooner.
It's not going to die.
Earlier.
Camaros will always live. There's always,
I'll probably come back to making videos.
Yeah.
I will do a video touching base on the Camaro.
I'll keep them up there.
It says what underwear? I will do a video touching base on the death of Camaro, and then we will carry on and resume business as usual. So
Commando.
Ooh. Caddy yeah. It's
not the worst.
Dude,
Ford,
it was like
the Ford 4.2 liter.
Oh my God.
That boat anchor is the worst. I've had it and it's
yeah.
I mean, so
thanks, Don.
Thanks, Don. Always a pleasure, brother.
Yep. All right.
We'll talk.
You guys have a good night. Don't forget to go to Rip Roar Garage, subscribe, check out his channel. He's got an awesome channel. And we will catch you guys on the next one.
Take care, guys.
See you guys.
Oil is thicker than blood.